Morning, folks. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School, and I'd like to wish you a happy Easter. I just got back from the Florida Everglades yesterday about noon, and these are the bags that I took, my personal bags, as they were brought back from the Everglades. I haven't touched anything since I packed it up in the Everglades to bring it back. So other than teaching material that we had off to the side in Pelicans and things like that, this was my personal kit or my personal gear. And so it boiled down to one 30-liter dry bag, which was mainly sheltering, and then one daily use pack or day pack, which is a Go Ruck 25-liter rucker with a first aid kit on the outside of it we've talked about in the past, and then one cold steel shovel. All right, that was the totality really of my kit for the 4, 5, 6, 7 days that I was in the Everglades, but the 4 days that I was out camped with the group. This is the totality of my kit. So I thought we'd go through it and kind of unload it because, again, I haven't touched it since I left the Everglades. It all got stuffed back in here and we took off, and I haven't moved anything around or repacked anything. So I thought we'd look through what I have, what I used, what I didn't use, what I could have done without, and maybe I really can't think of anything I wish I would have had, to be flat honest with you. There's nothing I wish I would have had. I had plenty in these 2 bags to last me no problem. Now remember, this was an adventure camp. It was not a survival course. It was an adventure camp where people could come and camp, relax around the fire, learn skills, go fishing, do some spear and gig fishing, things like that, do optional hunts on the side prior to the camp. It was not a patch deliverable type, boom, boom, boom type course. It was just a relaxing camp, which went over really well because we had lots of people there with no experience. We had lots of people there with lots of experience. And it gave my instructors a chance to just kind of sit around the campfire and mingle with people, talk about bags, talk about kits, talk about skills, all those types of things, tell stories around the fire, and I thought it was really, really good. So I want to go through this with you today just to kind of give you an eyeball on what did I take, what did I use, what did I think came in clutch, what was my favorite things that I used out there for those 4 days, and what could I have done without. So let's get started. So let's start with my sheltering bag, okay? This is a 30-liter Pelican Exo Dry. They don't make this bag anymore. You can't buy it. So if you're asking me where you can get it, you can't, unless you can find somebody who's got some new old stock somewhere. I've got a couple bungees on here to clip a water bottle to it. I've got a clip on here in case I need to hang something off here like my inReach or something like that, which is generally in my backpack anyway. And this was really my shelter bag, and I wanted to make sure that it was kept dry because it had what I was going to sleep in, change into, things like that for the time I was out there, all right? So we'll unclip this bad boy, and we'll kind of empty it out here and look at it on the table, okay? Let's do that. Let's move this camera over, kind of flip this dude around here so we can pull things out of it, all right? So I have a whoopee in the top, black whoopee jacket, okay? This was one of my most used pieces of gear next to a wind blocking rain jacket, which I used almost every single day, if not to block rain, to block wind, especially when we were on boats and things like that. But this warming layer, along with a wind breaking layer, was used every day almost, and I use it every night as my pillow in my hammock, okay? So this piece of gear was used virtually every day. I had a flex tail mosquito repelling lantern in here that honestly I never took out of the package, okay? The bugs were not that bad. I have a bug net on my jungle hammock and I never used it, all right? I took a bag with me that has a stove and fuel in it. It has an MSR Windrunner and a can of fuel. Never used it. We had campfire the majority of the time. I never found it necessary to use the stove, okay? I have a bag of clothing here in another bag that basically has a shirt in it that I wore a few days. Whew, needs to be washed for sure. Has a pair of pants in here that I never did end up putting on. I wore the same pair of pants for 4 days. Yuck. 2 pairs of skivvies and 2 pairs of socks. all right? Again, these have been changed in and out, so bear that in mind. These need to go up and get washed. Okay. Next thing in the bag was my tarp. And again, stuffed back into the bag. This was my jungle tarp. Obviously used every day because it's my shelter, right? That's the bag for my tarp that I never stuffed it back into. There's my jungle hammock, stakes, and a little bit of rope. Obviously used every day because I slept in this jungle hammock every night, and it was absolutely perfect. That combination is definitely awesome. I will not be changing that anytime soon. And a set of straps. Okay. Then below that, I had 2 stealth quilts in here. And this is the stealth quilt that we offer on our website from Jacks Are Better. Okay. This is a very old design. He doesn't make anymore. He's making them especially for me again now. It's a combination over quilt, under quilt, and it can also be used as outerwear because it has a Velcro slit in it here, so you can wear it as a poncho liner, or you can wear it as standalone outerwear if you want to by wrapping it around you, and it has got connection points built into it on the sides with clips so that you can clip it around your body if you choose to do that. The black one is my oldest one, and I used it as an underquilt a couple nights because it did get kind of chilly. The one that we sell on our website is this new one right here. That is dark earth and orange. Reversible, all right? It's exactly the same thing. It is an underquilt, overquilt, and poncho liner that is 40-degree down fill, all right? And I just use this basically as an overquilt in my hammock. And that's pretty much all that's in this bag. So this bag, for the most part, was based around sheltering and nothing else, but it kept my shelter and my clothing dry. Again, the 2 things that were in there that I would say probably were unnecessary were the stove and fuel and the bug zapper flex tail situation there for keeping bugs away from your camp. I was good to go with the shelter system that I had. I would not change that in any way, shape, or form because it worked out absolutely flawlessly for me all weekend, okay? And that all fit into this 30-liter dry bag. Now I'll change all of this out. Coming up now into my backpack for summer season out here at the school. But as a system in general, and stuffable shelter system, this works perfectly. And I would not have changed any of that whatsoever, okay? Some of my ropes need to be coiled up a little better than they are. All right, that doesn't come near filling up this bag. That whole shelter system along with the woody doesn't come close to filling up this bag. I had room in there obviously for a clothes bag, which I'm taking up to wash. And I had room in there for the stove and the flex tail. So something like a 30 to 35 liter dry bag, if it's got backpack straps on it, that's a bonus. But when you're operating in wet weather environments, damp environments like the Everglades, something like this is a really good setup. You can see it's not even filling the bottom of it yet. Something like this is a really good setup to use, especially around boats and things like that, okay? Now let's talk about the backpack itself. Obviously, I have a map of the Everglades in the front pocket there. I have a ridge line in the front pocket. We've talked about that before. I have a first aid kit on the outside, mainly bleed control, a compass on the outside. I didn't use any of this stuff. The whole time I was in the Everglades, we did have one guy cut his finger, but we used out of the main first aid kit that we take as an instructor group out there to fix that up, and Doc took care of him, and then we took him and egressed him out for stitches. So I didn't get into this at all. Roll of duct tape on the outside. Again, I didn't use any of that, all right? I have my Garmin inReach. I didn't use it, but I did turn it on a couple times to make sure that it was working correctly, make sure that I was tracking on a GPS position, things like that, which I was. So that was fine. Inside this day pack, just a clamshell, basically. This piece right here, again, I use this all the time. This was my rain gear. This is just a Marmot wet weather jacket, and I used it as a shell and as a rain jacket, and in combination with the whoopee to cut wind to give me a layer of warming. I brought home a spider. You can get out of here, dude. I don't need you. All right. And then I had a cap in there as well to keep my head warm. These things, again, I use them almost daily. No question about that, okay? My headlamp bag is here, and the battery's off to the side because I need to recharge this battery. I used it several times to charge up this headlamp this weekend, so it is almost dead, and also to charge my phone. So that'll need to be recharged, but that headlamp kit was used on a daily basis. I had a waterproof radio in here, the UV Pro. We use these for communications between the boats and camp. I had a pair of leather gloves in there that I did not use, but it's always good to have them. I had a hygiene kit in here that I use on a daily basis. Obviously, toothbrush, toothpaste, and there were enough wet wipes in here for 2 per day in small packages, okay? That was an everyday use item. Water filtration, I did not use this particular one because we had fresh water that we carried into camp in 5-gallon cans. Miniature toolkit. I did use a couple times the Leatherman pliers out of here for a couple different tasks. So I did use it off and on. There's a couple knives I grabbed at a bait shop just to bring back for souvenirs for kids, things like that for the grandkids. So they're still in the pack from that. Water bottle and cup used on a daily basis, every day to drink water. Stainless steel water bottle and cup, Pathfinder with a spoon for eating. I had one camouflage buff in here. I wore that once, I think, during the time I was out there. It was really more for hot sun than anything else. I had a bag of fishing tackle here, and I carried a rod separately with me. This is just my small tackle kit that I carry ultralight all the time. I used it quite a bit and caught lots and lots of fish. Then I had a folding saw in here. I used it a couple of times as well to harvest some material with instructors for demonstration, things like that. And my belt knife. I had the food packed in the side here in the front that I didn't even eat because we had plenty of fish, iguana, and gator the whole time we were out there. And then in this top pouch, I had a head net, which I didn't end up using because the bugs weren't that bad, like I said. And a fillet knife, which just transferred from the kit because I pulled it out to use it to clean some fish with and never put it back. And this is just an Opinel fillet knife. It's a real ultralight, still got some scales on it. Ultralight fillet knife that fits really well into that fishing kit bag here that I carry around. That's ultralight. It just gives me a nice fillet knife on the go when I'm fishing, okay? Other than that, in the top of this bag here, I've got a couple notebooks. I've got another map in here, a slide rule. Most of that stuff never came out of the bag, to be flat honest with you, okay? Most of that stuff never left this bag. So the majority of the things that I used out of this kit were for daily wear or daily protection, for drinking actual water, for use during rides on the boat and things like that for wind protection. And then, to be honest with you, probably another tool that I used every single day, multiple times, was this cold steel shovel. I use this thing for digging cat holes every single day. I used it for processing part of the alligator and scraping the hide. We did a demonstration with that. And I used it for a couple chopping and limbing tasks around the southern red cedars that I had my hammock hung on, so I could chop some of the lower branches off of it that were dead and contribute them to the fire starting, but get rid of them out of my way for my camp. So generally speaking, I really didn't take a whole lot more than what I needed. There were a few things that I didn't use, but may come up needed sometime, like notebooks and things like that. However, you know, the two things mainly that I packed of bulk that I didn't really mess with were the flex tail and the stove. And obviously the first aid kit I didn't use because we had a supplemental group first aid kit. But other than that, you know, this absolutely did me for the 4 days and then some. And there's not a lot of weight here. This pack right here weighs less than 15 pounds. And if you add my pack to it that's got my shelter in it, you might be adding another 10. So there might be 20, 25 pounds of gear there total with the shovel. And that's all I needed. All right, guys, listen, I appreciate you joining me out here today on Easter Sunday. Real quick for just a quick recap video on the gear that I took personally to use in the Florida Everglades for 4 days. What I did use, what I didn't use, what I thought came in, you know, critical, and what I could have probably left behind. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for our school, for our family, for our business, all of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends, and I'll be back with another video as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.